So tonight we're having a birthday celebration, and of course, you have to have birthday cake. Everybody loves carrot cake for birthday cake, but I thought I'm gonna really turn up the volume. Instead of just plain cream cheese frosting, I'm gonna add mascarpone to it. And in the carrot cake itself, I'm putting in crystallized ginger to give it great heat. It's gonna be a really fabulous carrot cake. Okay, so I have a pound of carrots. Now the batter. I need 2 cups of sugar, 1 1/3 cups of vegetable oil, 3 eggs. I use extra large eggs for everything. And room temperature eggs are really important, so they mix into the batter well. That goes in. And 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Okay, I'm just gonna mix this for 2 minutes until the batter is light yellow in color and quite thick. Okay, now the dry ingredients. So it's just 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and 1½ teaspoons of kosher salt. And then they just get sifted together, just to be sure there aren't any lumps. Okay, now I'm gonna put the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. Just turn this on low and just very slowly mix them in. If you put them in too fast, the flour can get all clumped together. Nobody wants clumped flour in their cake. This actually smells good already. The cinnamon and vanilla, 2 of my favorite flavors. Okay, now for the good stuff. So I'm gonna mix together the pound of carrots that I grated. Carrot cake's really easy to make, and I love it. Cup of chopped walnuts, cup of raisins. If you love raisins, you can add more. And then 1/4 cup of crystallized ginger. It's also in the frosting, but it's nice if it's in the cake too. Crystallized ginger is really hot and sweet at the same time. And I just thought with carrots and raisins and walnuts, I thought it would be just great in it. I think Jane's gonna love this cake. Okay, that should be about 1/4 cup. If you like it hotter, you can always add more. Then I'm just gonna add about 1 tablespoon of flour, and that's just gonna keep it from sinking to the bottom of the cake. You don't want all the carrots and raisins in the bottom. You want them sort of suspended in the cake batter. Okay, all mixed together. Now it's time to put it into the batter. Just clean the beater off. There's a lot of batter on the beater. And just to make sure it's really well mixed, I always scrape the bottom of the bowl. Okay, now I'm gonna add all these ingredients. It's like more carrots than there is batter, which is why it's such a good carrot cake. And just fold it in with a spatula until it's really well mixed. Oh my goodness, does this look good? Okay, I've greased and floured 2 9-inch pans. And I actually lined them also with parchment paper, because as I've often said, there's no point in making a cake if you can't get it out of the pan. I'm just gonna pour this into the 2 pans. You wanna divide the batter evenly so the cakes cook exactly the same amount of time. It's all one cake at the end, but I wanna be able to frost the middle. So it looks like there's a little more in this one, so I'm just gonna transfer it. If you wanna be exact, you can always use a little scale. Okay, into the oven, 400 degrees for 10 minutes, then I'm gonna lower the temperature to 350 and bake them for 30 to 35 minutes until the toothpick comes out clean. The cakes have cooled, and I've made the frosting. Let me show you how I make it. First, 12 ounces of room temperature mascarpone with 4 ounces of room temperature cream cheese, 2 cups of sifted confectioner's sugar, 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, ½ teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, and I just beat it for about a minute until it's light and fluffy. Then 1/3 cup of minced crystallized ginger, not the kind in syrup, but the dry kind, just like in the batter, and 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt, and just beat it for about 30 seconds. This cake is a little different. What I've done is, instead of frosting the whole thing, sometimes it kind of makes a mess, I'm gonna frost the middle and the top, and then you can really see the carrot cake through the whole thing. And it certainly is easier. Because I want everybody to know that there's ginger in it, I have a little extra crystallized ginger to just sprinkle on the top. Oh, it's gonna be perfect for the birthday dinner tonight. What could be more appropriate dessert for a gardener than a carrot cake? First thing, I'm gonna use 2 cups of sugar. 2. Next, I need 1 1/3 cups of vegetable oil. Perfect. This cake is good. It doesn't use butter, it uses oil. 3 eggs. I'm just gonna turn this mixer on. Add the eggs. Teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, that's the wet ingredients. Now the dry ones. So I need 2 1/2 cups of flour. I'll put it in a sieve because I always sieve the dry ingredients. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. 2 teaspoons of baking soda. 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. I'm just going to sift all that together. This just mixes it and makes sure that if there are any little things in the flour that you don't want in your cake. That's it. On low speed. Just add the dry ingredients slowly. You don't want the flour to clump in the cake. But remember, this is the point, you don't want to overmix it so the flour doesn't get tough. Perfect. Okay. A cup of chopped walnuts. 1 cup of raisins. It's a really chunky, hearty cake. Love it. It's one of my favorites. Okay, that goes in. And then to make sure the raisins and walnuts don't sink to the bottom of the pan, I'm going to put in a tablespoon of flour and just toss them around. Just fold them in by hand. You don't want to overmix the dough, so. And now I'm going to add the carrots and pineapple. So it's 1 pound of carrots, grated. It's actually a great way to get carrots into your kids. 1/2 cup of chopped pineapple. It's like old-fashioned carrot salad, pineapple and carrots. And just fold those in. It's a really thick batter. It takes a little work to fold it in. I'm going to put 1/2 in each pan. It's going to be a 2-layer cake. Into the oven, 350 degrees for about an hour. I'm going to make a classic cream cheese frosting. So I need 3/4 pound of cream cheese, 1/2 pound of butter. I'm just going to combine them, don't whip them. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And 1 pound of confectioner's sugar. If you're worried about lumps in the confectioner's sugar, just sieve it before you put it in. Nobody needs lumpy icing. Okay. And that's it. I'd say Joe and I have a really great treat. He's been working hard in the garden, and I've been working hard in the kitchen. We deserve it. Start with 3/4 pound of unsalted butter at room temperature. Need 2 cups of sugar. I'm just going to cream that at medium speed until it's really light and fluffy. Okay, on low speed, I'm just going to add these 1 at a time until they're incorporated. Okay, 5 extra large eggs. One and a half teaspoons of vanilla extract. Turn it to low so I'm not wearing the vanilla. 1 1/2 teaspoons of pure almond extract. Okay, now for the dry ingredients. So first I need 3 cups of flour. Just fluff it up first, and then carefully scoop it, just level it off. I always put it through a sifter. It combines the leavening ingredients and the flour and salt, but it also makes sure that there are no little pieces in it. 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Just sift them all together in a cloud of flour. Okay, perfect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour a cup of milk. And going to add the milk and the dry ingredients alternately to the batter, starting and ending with the flour. 4 ounces of coconut. You can really find it in any grocery store. Just fold it in carefully. I've got 2 9-inch cake pans, greased and floured, half in each. Okay, just going to smooth this out. So these are going to bake 350 degrees for 45 to 55 minutes. And then I'm going to do a cream cheese frosting for it. Yum. So the first thing I need is a pound of cream cheese. It needs to be at room temperature so you can make it nice and smooth. Half a pound of butter. It is frosting after all. I'm just going to mix it together. You don't want to whip it, just stir it together. I'm going to add a pound of sifted confectioner sugar. I've already sifted this. Just add in some flavorings. 3/4 of a teaspoon of good vanilla extract. 1/4 of a teaspoon of almond extract. Just a drop. And just mix that until it's smooth. This looks good. Okay, now I'm just going to put it on the cake. Okay, so the 2 cakes, I'm going to do one upside down. So we have a flat surface for the second cake. Just put some frosting right in the middle. So I'm going to ice the entire cake, and then I'm going to dust the whole outside with coconut. It's about 6 ounces of coconut. So altogether, there's about 4 ounces in the cake and 6 ounces on top. So you need about 10 ounces of coconut. So that's a coconut cake. So it's 1 3/4 cup of flour, 2 cups of sugar. I'm going to sift them right into the bowl, mixing bowl. 3/4 of a cup of cocoa powder, dark chocolate cocoa powder. Okay, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, helps it rise, 1 teaspoon of salt. So the method of this cake is to sift all the dry ingredients together in a cloud of chocolate. And then I'm going to slowly mix the wet ingredients into it. So I need 1 cup of buttermilk, half a cup of vegetable oil, 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of good vanilla, really important when you're doing chocolate. And then with a mixer on low, I'm just going to put it into the dry mixture. And then I have a secret ingredient, hot brewed coffee. Right into the mixture. I'll make sure they're pretty equal size. Okay, into the oven, 350 degrees for 35 to 40 minutes. 6 ounces of really good semi-sweet chocolate. I'm just going to melt the chocolate in a bowl that I've set over simmering water. In the meantime, I'm going to start the rest of the buttercream. I need 2 sticks of butter, half a pound. Okay, the next thing I need is 1 extra large egg yolk and a teaspoon of good vanilla extract. Okay, I think the chocolate's going to be ready by now. Take this off the heat and just let the chocolate cool while I turn the cakes out. Just add it to the butter and vanilla. So I've got 2 teaspoons of hot water. I'm just going to put in a tablespoon of instant coffee powder. Just melt this together and pour it into the buttercream. Just going to whip it for a minute. The chocolate's actually cooled now a little bit. You don't want to pour hot chocolate into butter, otherwise the whole thing will melt. Icing a cake, just go over it very gently. Start from the top and work your way down the sides. It's not easy to make an entire meal from local ingredients. I think it's really important. Not only do you get much better ingredients because they're ripened on the vine, but you support local businesses, and that's important to do. So I thought I'd really challenge myself and see if I could make an entire meal based on local ingredients. So I've made the appetizer, and now I'm making dessert. It's a fresh peach cake, and it uses local peaches and local eggs. This is the peaches all ready to go, and now I'm going to make the batter. So I've already beaten 1/4 pound of butter, room temperature, and a cup of sugar, and now I'm just going to add the eggs. And these eggs are from a local farm. Aren't they just amazing? Look how gorgeous that beautiful egg is. So I need 2 eggs. Always crack them into a bowl. Oh, look how gorgeous that is. Dark yellow. Wonder what this one is. Look at that. You can tell when an egg is really fresh, the yolk really stands up. So I'm going to put it into the batter one at a time. I'm going to let it mix in completely. We'll get all the egg. Just make sure that's nicely mixed in. Next is a cup of sour cream, which is 8 ounces. It's the whole container. Just put it right in. Make sure it's nice and rich and delicious. Turn it down a little bit. 1 teaspoon of good vanilla. Yeah. Okay, next the dry ingredients. 2 cups of flour. Remember, with baking, it's really important to measure correctly. There's no point in making something if it's not going to come out right. So just lighten the flour, and then just carefully level it off with your finger. Perfect. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And just 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Just sift it all together. I don't know, there's nothing like the smell of warm peach cake in the house. It makes everybody happy. Okay, with the mixer on low, just gonna slowly add it to the batter on very low speed. Perfect. Okay, that's the batter. Now I'm gonna make layers of peaches, cinnamon sugar, and batter. This is gonna be good. So first I need the cinnamon sugar. 1/2 cup of sugar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. I love peaches and cinnamon, a great combination. Just stir them together. Smells so good. So I've got a 9-inch pan that I've greased and floured, and it's just gonna be layers. I'll show you. So I'm gonna pour half the batter on the bottom of the pan. It's a very thick batter, which is good. It'll look thin. You'll be surprised how much this cake is gonna rise. Because remember, we put a teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of baking soda in it. Okay, next, I'm gonna do 1/2 the peaches and 2/3 of the cinnamon sugar. So just line the peaches up right on top of the batter. I mean, how good does this look? It's a really simple cake, but it's got so much flavor. Okay, and then 2/3 of the cinnamon sugar, just right on top of the peaches. And next, the rest of the batter right on top. And just spread this out with a knife. Just cover the peaches, thin layer. Just want to make sure they're all covered. And I'm going to cover it with the last layer of peaches. I'm going to do 3 rows of 6. Okay, perfect. And then the rest of the cinnamon sugar. And then the last thing is I put some pecans on top, about 1/2 cup, just rough chop, and just sprinkle them on the top. Oops, gorgeous. Okay, into the oven, 350 degrees for 45 to 55 minutes until a cake tester comes out clean. This is gonna be so delicious.